Battlefield 5. That's the topic of today's video, but what does it mean? Well, over the last few days there's been some discussion in the Battlefield community about people using a program on PC to change the way that the graphics in BF5 look, just like this. I'm not going to show you how to do this or say what the program is called, but I thought that I should bring it to your attention because now people are being supposedly permanently banned for doing this. And you should know that if you're using this, there's a possibility that you could be banned. Also, it's just a really interesting talking point and it raises a lot of difficult problems to solve. So why do people do this? Clearly the main reason is for better visibility. The game looks like a cel-shaded cartoon this way. It's very clean, player models stand out incredibly well and contrast with most of the environment. There are no leaves on the trees, particle effects are diminished, grass practically isn't there. Using this gives you a clear visibility advantage over someone who isn't, simply put. We all know that visibility in Battlefield 5 on certain maps and areas is bad. Soldiers wearing dark clothing, stood or lying prone next to dark areas, smoke effects and lighting can also affect this too. Since beta, DICE improved this a little bit by adding a fake glow or backlight, let's say, to the player models, but perhaps they haven't gone far enough with it and it needs more work. And this problem, some players call it a problem, other people like it, was not apparent in previous Battlefield games that had a more liberal spotting system. In BF1, for example, enemies near you were highlighted in red almost, and 3D spotting was possible with the press of one button. In BF5, not the case. You've got to be more aware of your surroundings, and often if a player is not moving in a dark area or lying prone in rubble, you simply won't notice them as you're running past. As I said, lighting, smoke, particle effects can affect this too. Again, some people like this, some don't. So to fix, in inverted commas, this problem, some users have deemed it necessary to use this trick to make the game look like this. And you know what? It works well. Visibility, no doubt, is way better here. It looks like Minecraft, but at least you can see. At the moment, as far as I'm aware, I've only seen this working on Nvidia graphics cards, but I bet that it was possible too on AMD. I will say though that you don't technically need this extra software to do this. You could manually edit the Nvidia drivers with the correct information in a text file to achieve the same effect. The software just makes it easier and does all of the hard work for you if you don't know what you're doing, which is most people. Is this cheating? Is the question that I would ask you. Is this an exploit to gain an advantage on an opponent, or is it not cheating and is it simply the same as someone using a config file or turning the graphics down? Now, people are going to have wildly different opinions and stances on this depending on your PC gaming history, your morals, the competition inside of you, your view on fairness in online games or cheating. What did DICE say about this then? Well, they haven't officially made a statement about this, I suppose outside of the terms of service, which reads like that this is cheating. Maybe that's enough for them. But I did find a reply on Reddit from Merson316, who is a producer at DICE, and they said here that using it to abuse LOD bias can land you in trouble. We're investigating potential fixes. LOD bias is level of detail, so abusing that here means editing the way that models, props and characters look in the game so they lose information and become less complex. For example, the leaves on the trees, the bushes, the grass, etc. So if I were just playing the game normally, I might see a large bush or tree and think, hey, I can hide in here, people can't see me, I'm safe in cover. But if someone were using this program and they had the correct settings on their screen, there wouldn't be a bush there and you'd just be in plain sight in the open. And when you put it like that, it's easy to see how this can be construed as cheating. And to see that come from a producer at DICE, it seems like DICE see this as cheating too. Perhaps it would be in their best interest to be clearer about this though and take a stance on it before it gets too messy. That's what I'd do. Who's been banned then? Well, I won't say names or show the clips, but a couple of players were streaming the game using these settings. Their game looked like this does now. There's clips of them playing like this, and then they get banned while still broadcasting. I don't know if these particular players were using any other cheats like aim assists or macros. I don't think anyone knows for sure, but most of the community are assuming that they were banned because of this graphics tweak. That's the evidence that they have. The question is, if they were banned for using this software and dramatically changing the way the game looks so they get better visibility and can see things that others can't, Was this automatically detected by the anti-cheat software in BF5, or